Freaking news, Cowboys Nation. Ezekiel Elliott, the star running back who once carried the heart and soul of the Dallas Cowboys, is officially out of the team. After years of dominance, the Cowboys have made the shocking decision to part ways with Zeke. But why now? What led to this monumental move, and what does this mean for the future of the Cowboys offense? In today's video, we're diving deep into what really happened, how this affects the team, and what's next for Zeke. You won't want to miss this, so stay tuned. What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to Cowboys Club. Today, we've got some huge breaking news coming straight out of Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott is out of the Cowboys. Yes, you heard that right. After years of being the face of the franchise, Zeke is no longer with the team. And there's a lot to unpack here, so stay tuned as we break down exactly what happened, why this move was made, and what it means for the future of America's team. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss another Cowboys update. Let's dive in. Now, before we dive into the details, let's just take a moment to understand how wild this news is. Ezekiel Elliott, one of the best running backs to ever suit up for the Cowboys, has officially been released. It's official, folks. A couple of days ago, the Cowboys front office made the announcement, and it hit like a ton of bricks. We've known for a while that Zeke's future in Dallas was uncertain, but nobody could have predicted this happening now, especially after everything he's done for this team. Zeke has been the heart and soul of the Cowboys' offense for nearly 7 seasons. He was drafted 4th overall in the 2016 NFL Draft, and right from the start, he became a force to be reckoned with. Over 1,600 yards as a rookie, leading the NFL in rushing yards twice, and securing 3 Pro Bowls. But now, all of that is in the rearview mirror. So what led to this massive move? Why did the Cowboys let go of a player who's been such a big part of the team? Let's break it down. First, the obvious factor here is Ezekiel Elliott's performance over the last couple of seasons. Look, Zeke was a dominant force when he first entered the league, but in recent years the production hasn't been the same. Sure, he still had some big plays, but when you look at his numbers from the past few seasons, they tell a different story. In 2020 and 2021, Zeke's rushing yards took a significant dip. In 2022, he posted just over 800 yards, which, for a player of his caliber, was below expectations. That decline in numbers led to a lot of speculation about his future. Plus, let's not forget the Cowboys' cap space situation. With the NFL salary cap always being a major consideration, Dallas had to make tough decisions on where to allocate resources. And unfortunately for Zeke, that meant parting ways. But here's the thing. Zeke's departure isn't just about his decline. It's about the future of the Cowboys. In 2023, Tony Pollard showed he could be the workhorse running back this team needed. Pollard had a breakout year, posting over 1,000 yards and proving that he could handle the load as the #1 guy in the backfield. With that kind of production, it makes sense that the Cowboys wanted to give him the spotlight and move away from a huge contract that Zeke was carrying. Tony Pollard's emergence as a star running back gave the Cowboys more flexibility in their backfield, and that's exactly what they wanted. Plus, the team has more cap space to work with now, allowing them to improve other areas of the roster, such as their offensive line, defense, and wide receiver core. It's all about finding balance and continuing to build the team around Dak Prescott and the pieces that complement him. Now, let's talk about the Cowboys' offense moving forward. No doubt, Zeke leaving creates a big void. But with Pollard stepping into the lead role, we might see the offense look different in 2024. For starters, Pollard is a more dynamic, explosive running back than Zeke has been in recent years. He has the speed, the vision, and the pass-catching ability to elevate the offense. His ability to break big plays could open up even more opportunities for Dak Prescott and the rest of the skill players. But here's the question. With Zeke gone, who takes over as the short yardage back? Who handles the tough goal line situations where Zeke was so valuable? The Cowboys might look to the draft or free agency to fill that gap. Keep in mind, Zeke was great in those short yardage, high-pressure moments, and Pollard's style doesn't always suit those situations. So we might see Dallas bring in a bruiser type of back. Or perhaps they'll stick with the rotation system that's worked for them in the past. Speaking of filling gaps, Zeke's release will undoubtedly have an impact on the Cowboys' draft strategy in 2024. With Pollard locked in as our bone, the Cowboys might target a running back in the later rounds, maybe a player who can complement Pollard's skill set. But they could also look to address other key positions like wide receiver, defensive line, or even adding depth to the offensive line to give Dak more time in the pocket. This could be the perfect year for Dallas to strike in the draft and find a diamond in the rough. Don't be surprised if we see them take a versatile back who can add depth to the position and bring a little bit of that old-school Cowboys mentality with some tough physical running. All right, let's take a step back and talk about Zeke's legacy. We can't just let the news of his release overshadow the incredible impact he had during his time in Dallas. Zeke wasn't just a star on the field. He was a leader in the locker room. He was a guy who brought attitude and swagger to the Cowboys, especially during some of the toughest seasons. Whether it was his iconic feed me gesture or his relentless style of play, Zeke will always be a beloved figure in Cowboys history. Let's not forget, he was part of that 2016 draft class that turned the franchise around. His partnership with Dak Prescott in those early years helped propel the Cowboys back into playoff contention. They became one of the most dynamic duos in the NFL, and Zeke's rushing ability was a huge reason why. But as we know, in the NFL, nothing is forever. As much as we love what Zeke brought to the table, the business of football is harsh, and the Cowboys had to make this decision. But that doesn't diminish what Zeke did for this franchise. His time in Dallas will never be forgotten, and it's up to us, the fans, to remember the good times. Now, let's talk about what's next for Ezekiel Elliott. It's tough to imagine a world where Zeke isn't wearing a Cowboys uniform, but this is the NFL. Things move fast, and the business side of football doesn't wait for anyone. So where will Zeke go from here? Well, we've already seen some teams express interest in him. The New England Patriots have been one of the frontrunners. Bill Belichick is always looking for veteran players to fill specific roles, and Zeke could be the perfect fit in New England's offense, especially given the team's need for a physical running back. Zeke still has a lot to offer. He might not be the player he once was, but he's far from done. His ability to move the chains, provide leadership, and bring that physicality to the game will make him an asset for any team that's willing to take a chance on him. Zeke still has a lot left in the tank, and you better believe that he's going to give it everything he's got, wherever he ends up. Looking back, Zeke's time with the Cowboys wasn't just about numbers, it was about the moments. Those electric runs, those crucial touchdowns in critical games, and the leadership he provided when the team needed it the most. He helped keep the Cowboys relevant, and for that, he'll always have a place in the hearts of Cowboys fans. But this is a business, and the Cowboys needed to make the tough decision that gives them the best chance to win moving forward. They've got a solid team, a promising young back in Pollard, and a lot of room to grow. For now, it's a new chapter for both Ezekiel Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys. Zeke will continue his journey with a new team, and the Cowboys will look to build upon what they've started with Pollard as the lead back. This may be the end of an era for the Cowboys, but it's the start of something new. We'll just have to wait and see where Zeke goes next and how the Cowboys fare without him in the backfield. As always, I want to hear your thoughts on this huge move. What do you think about Zeke's release? How do you feel about Tony Pollard taking over as the starting running back? And what do you expect from the Cowboys' offense moving forward? Drop your comments below and let's discuss. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest Cowboys news. This has been Cowboys Club, and I'll catch you next time. Stay strong, Cowboys Nation.